Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Rebel Racing Network. And it's Wednesday night, so that's Thunderstruck Super Series Tour Mods tonight. And we are at Bristol Motor Speedway. And tonight's going to be a great one. I'm excited. Been talking about it for the last couple weeks. I think tonight will show to be one of the best all season as these guys go to tackle these high banks of Bristol. It is going to be a lot of fun. We got a little bit of a night race here. Should be fast, and guys should be able to use um, all of the track. I think the top will still be the dominant line, but hey, at least you'll be able to move around and try to make some passes on the bottom as well. But we are qualifying just getting going now, so we'll kind of keep tabs on qualifying as we kind of talk about what's going on. We'll bring up the schedule and look and see where we're at. We're 4 races to the end of the season, so not too much time left for these guys if you're trying to get into the championship. But tonight should be a fun one. We should see some maybe see some moving up and down the standings a little bit. But we got Bristol this week tonight. We're going to the Bull Ring, Richmond, and then Hickory to end the season. So open setups. We're gonna it looks like we're gonna have more than 15 cars, so we'll have a little B main. Top 15 qualifiers will go straight to the feature, and then we'll have a couple cars fighting it out for um, just a couple positions. It looks like, but we'll have one faster pair, no tire changes, so we'll have to, like always, be having one set of tires. So you got to take care of them, make sure that you save them, and have some left at the end. So. And we'll look at the point standings. Right now, Josh Oswald up on top, 287 points with 2 wins this season. Garrett Kinder in second place. It's kind of a two-car battle, but Sam Wetstein, Charlie Gates still there, able to strike if a couple of these guys have some issues. So Josh Oswald with a really nice, comfortable 20-point lead. It's going to be hard. There's no playoffs here. It's just straight to the end, and whoever has the most points wins. And so he's got a comfortable 20-point lead. Just needs to stay out of trouble. But it's hard. You come to these tracks, you come here to race. You don't come here to just ride around. So um, not always easy just to ride for points because just like what happens in the races, you take it easy, ride for points. Garrett Kinder, Sam Wetsign go out there and lead every lap and win the race and cut into that lead just a little bit, and that's what happened last week. So, gonna be a fun one tonight, though. And qualifying's about halfway through. We'll bring up the standings as it sits. Everybody seems to have already put their laps in, so we are basically looking at the starting order now. We'll go over it in a little bit, but that's you'll have it up on your screen. But Bristol, just so much fun, and these cars are just a blast. They're pretty quick, but you're able to really stand in it, keep a lot of speed through the corners, and and get big, huge runs to try to set up passes. And I think we'll see a lot of that tonight. One of the first races I called in this series was at Bristol, and it was amazing. Guys were mixing up left and right. A lot of hard racing. So I'm looking forward to that tonight. Now we look at the qualifying as it stands right now. Kevin Anderson, no surprise, on top of the leaderboard in practice. Um, Quite a few guys were close. Sam Wetstein and Garrett Kinder were able to run um, in the sevens in practice. So looks like Kevin Anderson, one of the few or the only one that was able to get that in qualifying and match his practice time. But that tells me that these guys got a lot of speed and have a lot left in the tank. So um, Kevin Anderson just having a great lap there, but we get about 8 seconds left. And it looks like we are going to have 17 drivers tonight, so that's great. We'll jump right into a B main. And it looks like we'll have 2 drivers. William Griffith, Mike Steffen. I don't know if we're going to just immediately just jump right into it, because it doesn't like Mike. There's Mike. He's on the grid now. So we're going to be fighting for 16th and 17th. So ought to be a fun little two-car battle. So 20 laps to figure out who's going to start 16th and who's going to start 17th. Is it going to be William Griffith or Mike Steffen? We'll find out. Both these drivers capable of top 5, so we'll see who's got the speed in this race. If they even take it seriously, I don't think I would. I think I'd just be riding around, finishing these laps up, and go on to the feature. So normally, if there's more than 20 drivers, say there was 22 drivers, 2 guys would be going home in this race, in this little B main here, and but since we only have 17 drivers, these 2 will go right into the feature. Brandon Wallace says it's going to be a highly contested race here. I think so. There's a lot on the line here. Green is out. So William Griffith does not get a very good start. Mike Steffen jumps out to a lead, but William Griffith is going to fight back on the inside. Be interested to see how that inside line is going to work. Since we were here the last time, that bottom line has had an update. Last time we were here, and I just remembered that, so I'm going to contradict a little bit of myself talking about pre-race, but iRacing made some updates where the top line historically has always been extremely dominant. It still is really, really good. The bottom line has a little bit more grip than it used to have, so you should be able to find a little bit more grip down at the bottom, especially maybe early on in a run. But you saw Griff down on the bottom early in this first lap, and then has kind of migrated to the top. But you see Mike Steffen running off the bottom. They're able to keep up. iRace has done a really good job lately of working on making the lines competitive on a lot of tracks. There's certain tracks like Bristol that the top line was just too dominant that you couldn't do anything on the bottom. And it shows up in real life too, but they in real life they've added PJ1 and stuff to try to make the grip level of the bottom a lot better. So iRacing has done something similar to add a little bit of grip to the bottom. Whereas tracks like Atlanta, Homestead, who you're able to rip the wall at the top, but also the bottom is pretty quick. They've made the outside lines actually work at those tracks. So iRacing doing a good job of providing a lot better racing than it used to be, where just one line's dominant. You're not able to move around, and you see these guys running different lines and able to keep up with each other. What's so tough at Bristol is just the momentum that you carry off the top, that even if Steffen can get there, it's the tough part's going to be when you have to come off the bottom. On the straightaway, you want to use the whole track to not scrub speed off, but you're not able to do that with someone on the outside, and they're able to take that run and just shoot on down the straightaway. But Griff's showing a lot of speed right now. Steffen just really not able to make a move on him. Griff's not pulling away per se, but just running good laps, getting some good practice in. We've got 9 laps to go. We did one of these a few weeks ago with 2 drivers. We had a couple cautions, so this is a good thing. Ooh, see them both get loose off that corner. Mike, looks like Mike's Steffen gonna go ahead and pull off the track. I don't suppose there's a lot of want to improve yourself from 17 to 16. Work your butt off to do it, so just pulls off and just take it right to the mains. Or the feature, excuse me. That's alright, Griff. He's going to stay on the track. Wheel that Toys R Us machine, get a lot of camera time. Even if I wanted to turn the camera off of him, I couldn't. Here, I'll do this. Man, I can't believe it. There's damn near 175,000 people here watching one guy go around the track. But they know what's coming, so. White flag is out. Griff's going to go around the track, and he's going to get her sideways, do a little Tokyo drift coming out of the corner, and reverse that bad boy across the start-finish line, and 16th place. All right. Congratulations to Griff as he wins the B main. Well, all right, we got 2 minutes of warm up, so these guys are going to get to go out here and make some last-minute changes if they need to. Just get into the groove, get the car where they need to be. Hell, the damn stands look half empty all of a sudden. Where'd they go? I guess they probably went to the concession stands to get them some popcorn for this race. They probably gonna need a big old tub of it. I'm hoping to see some drama, some I don't want to say hurt feelings, but Bristol always brings out the good stuff if you're a race fan. Always, you know, it definitely did back in the 90s. People have hated on it quite a bit in the last 15, 20 years, but Bristol's still a legendary track with so much history. It's hard to really deny its kind of mystique and what's so great about them. It's just the short Saturday night short track, a Coliseum feel. You feel like you're at a college football game with the way the stadiums are laid out. You can see the whole track. It's banked. It's high speed. Guys are going to have to be all over each other. Back in the day, we saw so many bump and runs to pass, and legendary. You know, I just want to rattle his cage. Dale Earnhardt, Terry Labonte twice, Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace twice, and just so many. And Robbie Gordon and everybody, you know. So a lot of history at this track. We're going to make some history tonight as we're getting ready to go, getting the grid. Everybody's starting to make the grid, so let's go ahead and bring this up and talk about it a little bit. We kind of showed it already, but we'll talk through everybody. Kevin Anderson obviously on the pole with a 13.726, just flying. 10th and a quarter faster than anybody else. Sam Wetstein on the outside of the front row. Third place in points, so he is doing what he's got to do to be up front. Garrett Kinder, second in points. Also, same thing, fighting for this championship. Starting on the inside of the second row, Michael Swink on the outside in fourth place. Kai Shapper in fifth. Nick Schaefer in sixth. Ray Page, good to see him in seventh. Tyler Rice in eighth. Josh Oswald, our points leader, in ninth. Not a good qualifying effort. As somebody slow off the line here, it looks like Garrett Kinder is having some issues getting that car started, but he gets it rolling. Dave Jones in 10th. Phil Hitman Monzo in 11th. Kyle Roberts in 12th. Alex Veith in 13th. Charlie Gates Jr. starting 14th. Henry Giardini starting 15th. 16th, our B-main winner, William Griffith, with a fantastic race there to get that 16th spot. And bringing up the rear of the field, Mike Steffen in 17th. All right, well, we got Brandon Wallace, got Kevin Kinder in the chat. Guys ready to see some good racing as get your tires cleaned off, get your belts, get your beer, get your popcorn if you're in the audience, as we're getting ready to see a fantastic race and watch these guys put on a show. As you see, we got guys already bumping. We got people aggravated. Kinder won't go on the grid. Pace car getting ready to head off, and it does. Kevin Anderson going to lead us down to the green flag. Green flag's out. We're underway at Bristol for the Fun with Pigs 125. Kevin Anderson to a great start. Sam Wetstein trying to get her wound up on the top side. Going to sneak up there. Kevin Anderson thought about closing the door, but didn't. Garrett Kinder already on the move. You see he got a huge run in the middle as Ray Page is off the track. Got a little bit loose. No caution. We stay green. Doesn't look like he hit anything, but it's a mess up here. These guys battling here at Bristol for this win, but also for the championship. The two drivers you see, the 98 and the 13 machine, they are fighting for a championship. And Kevin Anderson trying to play spoiler, trying to get a win here tonight. It's Kevin Anderson been one of the strongest racers in the field. Has put together. He had a tough week last week. Just kind of got into an incident, got caught behind. Oh my goodness! I'm over here running my mouth, and we've had an incident. Let's back it up real quick. See what in the world happened. Sam Wetstein in second place just gets into the wall, and Kai Shapper gets into the back of him. Kai Shapper goes flipping. A couple guys involved with that, but good Lord, somebody check on Kai as he is upside down. It looks like Sam Wetstein having to tow again. My goodness. Sam Wetstein 2 weeks in a row with early race issues. He had an incident last week that put him behind, and again tonight, already having to tow on lap 7. So, man, you hate to see that. Somebody fighting for a championship was still in range of making it happen, but just gets up out of the groove, gets into the wall a little bit, pushes up off the turn, and climbs the wall. Poor Kai Shepard with nowhere to go. Ends up flipping multiple times. So, Sam Wetstein not happy, I'm sure, as that's very frustrating to have that happen so early in the race. He did get a win in the Legend Series over in Original Rebels, so he finally got his win out of the way, so I do want to congratulate him for that. He's been trying to get one of those for a while, so he got him a win. But tonight, not going the way he wanted to. It's like Kyle Roberts was involved in that as well, as he is sitting on pits, towing, trying to get that fast repair and get back on the track. But here at Bristol, those Caution flag laps are pretty quick, so they will be multiple laps down. We'll be hoping for quite a few cautions to at least one of them get back on the lead lap. And that shuffled up the running order quite a bit already as we get the one to go. A lot of guys who were towards the back, Charlie Gates Jr., William Griffith, who won the B main, already up quite a few spots. So guys already making moves, taking advantage of those early incidents with Ray Page getting a little bit loose and those three drivers having their issues. So got a lot of guys making some moves, see who can make it to the front. Josh Oswald just praying, like, guys, just don't wreck around me. Stay away from me. He's got a huge gap between him and the 51, trying to get him a huge gap between him and Griff. Just, guys, stay away from me, please. As Tyler Rice does not get a great start. That bottom line just did not go, but we are all clear. See Nick Schaefer making moves. He is a staple in this series. We're always talking about him, and we're seeing why as he is trying to make a move early on Garrett Kinder. Right now, the bottom, about a lane up from the bottom, looks to be the fastest. As the guys up front are really making use of that middle line. Kind of entering in the middle and trying to cut the quarter off on exit to keep that momentum up. And obviously to stay away from that outside wall, as Sam Wetstein showed us. We don't want to do that. Back here and check this group back here, trying to get everybody in the shot. Watch him and Garardini make his way up through the field. He's up 5 spots, taking advantage of those issues, and he's starting to hunt down Alex V. Go back here and check this. See, got some guys look like they were trying to make some moves. Kevin Anderson has a comfortable enough lead compared to how close everybody else is, as boy, Nick Schaefer is all over the ass end of Garrett Kinder. We've already talked about it. Only have one set of tires, so you have to be patient. A lot of people confuse tire saving as just going slow, just slowing down and taking it easy. But Kevin Anderson has shown that we've got a caution coming out. Like between Mike Steffen and Charlie Gates. Let's go back and look and see what happened between those guys. Oh yeah, Charlie Gates Jr. just gets into the wall and bounces off the wall and gets into Mike Steffen. Charlie Gates doing the right thing and wait until guys get by before he turns back down the track. Smart move by him, but already going to be in pit road, getting that faster pair, getting that damage fixed. So already the wall getting a couple guys who are getting tight off that corner, you get on the gas, you just pray that it sticks, hope you hit it at the right time, and get that thing off the corner. And sometimes you just run out of room, and it looks like what happened to Charlie Gates. He did have Michael Steffen on his inside. But like I was saying, you have to You know, a lot of folks think that you just got to go slow. I'm going to go slow. That's going to save my tires. But Kevin Anderson has shown that you don't have to do that. You can go fast. You can set a great pace and still save your tires. As you just be smooth and run fast lap times, but also don't kick the rear of the car out off the corner. Don't put a whole lot of wheel into it if you get tight off the corner. All those things matter when trying to save tires. So. Um, you really have to manage what kind of pace you want to set. 125 laps, you need to make them last. So it's not necessarily just taking it easy, but just being smooth and making sure that you don't abuse them. Because Kevin has shown he is plenty good at saving those tires. Running on the bottom on the apron, it seemed to throw a couple of vents, saying that a couple guys crashed. iRacer doesn't know what to do with all of that. All right, we're getting ready to go back green after our second caution, and got 100 laps to go. Kevin Anderson still your leader. Garrett Kinder second on the outside. Nick Schaefer in third. Kevin Anderson getting a great start there. That's going to allow Nick Schaefer to get by Garrett Kinder on the bottom, and no surprise, Josh Oswald up to fourth. Watch battle for the lead. Nick Schaefer trying to make a move, get on the inside of Kevin Anderson. It's really cool to see. It's really cool to see the cars working so well on the bottom. That EPJ1 is pretty neat, because last time we were here, that top was about the only way you were going to do anything. And so they were all right up against the wall. And had guys knocking down walls then too. Garrett Kinder, he got a little bit tight off that corner there. Get on the high side, you come off pretty close to the wall and you hit it. It's not as bad. You can still climb the wall. It's not as bad as it could be, but coming off the bottom and coming up hitting that wall, it's a race ender. You have to be careful as Josh Oswald looking underneath Garrett Kinder. You see William Griffith making that high line work, though, as these guys are battling, slowing each other down. He's getting on the outside of the 51 machine of Michael Swink. Has completed that pass, and now he's looking forward. Yeah, Griff's car. Oh, is Garrett Kinder? Oh, no! Garrett Kinder climbs the wall and catches William Griffith as well. And what in the world? Tyler Rice, I don't even understand that. iRacing, what's going on with this? Tyler Rice comes to a complete stop and just, of course, he kind of gassed it up there and was trying to. I've never seen anything like that. That right front just grabs the front of Griff's car and just drops it down the banking. I mean, it's pretty steep banking, about 33 degrees, so it's quite a bit of a drop, but I've never seen a car just turn over like that. That was crazy. But that's a big shaker right there. Garrett Kinder climbs that wall, and unfortunately for William Griffith, who had made up quite a bit, I think his car should be okay. Shouldn't have too much damage, but kind of got caught up in that. Car looks a little bit out of place. Something doesn't look right about that front suspension, but he was having a great run, was on the move, and just kind of had nowhere to go there as Garrett gets into the wall. But looks like our second place in points is having to tow. So already, just a tough race for the point standings, as Garrett Kinder, Sam Wetstein just had no room to lose any points, and already both of them having issues where they have to tow. So that's going to make it even harder and harder. That mountain's going to get a lot harder to climb. Josh Oswald keeping his car clean, sitting in third place. Yeah, Steve McDonald saying everybody's hitting the wall in the same spot, and yeah, you're absolutely right. Looks like the cars are just coming off that bottom. They're just either just must be pushing off the corner, as guys are obviously getting down the corner and just gassing it up, trying to make the car stick. And you get on the gas so early to make it, get the speed through the middle of the turns that by the time you get to the exit, you really don't know if you've done a good job of judging that corner. It starts to push out a little bit, and you grab that wall, and the way these cars climb the wall, it's pretty much over at that point. So one thing about Bristol that I always struggle with is just how different the turns are. You've got a really tight corner, and then you've got a real kind of a wider sweeping corner. A lot of times, especially how fast these laps come at you, it's hard to remember where you're at. But we're going green. Third restart. Kevin Anderson gets a good jump again. Nick Schaefer as well. William Griffith still out there on the track. I don't know if that damage is going to affect him. Looks hard to say. We'll wait a couple laps to see. The car definitely doesn't look like it's turning as well as it was, as he was on his way forward. But we'll keep an eye on it to see if he needs to get his bearings set. Back up to the front. Got some lap cars. Tyler Rice coming back on the track in front of the leaders, so they're going to have to navigate around this lap traffic. Top 10 are on the lead lap, so we've already got 7 cars a lap down. Already Bristol being tough to some folks. Kevin Anderson being extremely careful around Tyler Rice. Tyler moves up out of the way. Kevin Anderson got Nick Schaefer all over the back end of it. As we have some people crashing back here. Oh my goodness. Jimmy Garardini was already sideways. And Garrett Kinder just nowhere to go. It just, when it rains, it pours for Garrett right now. As we go back to see what happened there, is Sam Wetstein again climbing the wall off the corner. And Emmy, sometimes, not to really be too critical, but sometimes when you see that, you really just need to let off. He was still like he was trying to make up a bunch of positions really, really quick, take advantage of people having some issues there. And unfortunately for him, it's going to cost him quite a bit and some others. So sometimes you got to let off a little bit. I don't want to be too critical. He's doing what he's got to do to pass some cars. So, but it looks like impatience got him just a little bit, and it ended up costing him. But yeah, I agree. I think when Kai went flipping down into that first turn, I think he probably diarrheaed all over the track there, and I think guys are getting that on the tires and that's slipping them off the corner. They can't seem to get through there anymore. All right, side by side, getting ready to go green again. Still a long way to go, 75 laps left in this race. We are 50 down, not quite halfway, but hopefully these guys can figure their setups out and stop plowing the wall.
Green flag, green flag.
Kevin Anderson with another good start. Got to fight for third place here. Josh Oswald, Michael Swink. Wow, Nick Schaefer gets a great run on Kevin Anderson. He's going to stick his nose in there, and he's going to have the position. But bounce it off the apron just a little bit. Not able to get the run off the corner. Kevin powered it down and gets through there and hangs on to the lead. See the 42 machine of Alex Veet as Ray Rice, after his early little half spin, has worked his way into the top 5 and is looking to make a move here on Michael Swink. Gets on the inside. Swink powers it up off the top. So Ray not able to make that pass just yet. As you see, Alex Veet still working on Mike Steffen. Or vice versa, I'm not real sure. But, they've been side by side for a couple laps. Oh, and man, Alex Veet knocks the wall, and you see his right rear tire is perfectly fine. He gets it back going, so looks like his car is going to be okay. This is David Jones is trying to get in there, kind of stack these cars up a little bit, but we stay green, no issues. Good job saving that car. It'll allow Ray Page to have a little bit of breathing room as he tries to run back down Michael Swink here, as we've got a nice little grouping of cars up here. Schaefer's showing a lot of speed, but Kevin Anderson just difficult to pass. He doesn't make it Ryan Newman difficult. He just makes it so he doesn't make any mistakes, and it's hard to take advantage of him because he is super consistent. Doesn't make too many mistakes. So Nick just having a hard time figuring out where he's going to go. I haven't run in here this week, and I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody, but William Griffith's making that top line work there for a little bit. I'm surprised other folks haven't maybe ventured up there just to see. I know the middle is a lot slower most likely, but interesting to see as we go on through this race if anybody ventures up there and tries to find some speed up there. Looks like Griff has hurt that car just a little bit as he was up there in 4th place, at least near the top 5, and is just having a little bit of trouble keeping pace right now as Mike Steffen trying to make a move on Ray Page. That's back out. Oh, we're under caution. Guys we're talking a lot about, Kai Shapper and Hemi Gardini, and Kai just goes in there and just cleans Hemi out. Kai on the lead lap, Hemi a few laps down, so he was probably like, hey man, you're racing me pretty hard. He just gives him a little bit of the bumper and sends him on around, so under caution again. Hell, I'm just glad to see two other cars hit each other and it not be that diarrhea. We'll call it diarrhea 4, turn 4. Old diarrhea turn. We are under caution again. If you just joined us, the point standings are pretty close. Josh Oswald, Garrett Kinder, Sam Wetstein, sort of in a 3-way battle. Charlie Gates Jr., I believe, was up there as well in 4, just a few points back from them. And all 3 of those guys have had issues. Garrett Kinder out of the race. Sam Wetstein had issues earlier where he crawled up the wall. And he is... let's see if he shows still. Yeah, he's 4 laps down. So we got 10 cars on the lead lap as guys are just having trouble with those exits. I believe 2 and 4 have pretty much whooped everybody, but turn first of all, and it's taken some of our better drivers out of this race already. Josh Oswald sitting in 3rd place, trying to have a clean race and not be involved in anything. So far, so good. You know, Griffith's car may not be too bad as he, I don't think he went in and got a fast repair or anything. He may have, but looks like he is still right where he was. Steve, as far as I know, they don't do any playoffs here unless by looking at the schedule and everything, unless I'm just, as Michael Swink goes around, gets tagged from behind, and we have mayhem again. We'll go back and look at that. Goes up to the high side, has to check up a little bit, and Ray Page gets in the back of him and just a melee on the front stretch. Man, just a tough deal. Looks like Michael Swink got in there a little too hot and was trying to catch it, and when he did, and Sam Wetstein was upside down. Again, just a frustrating night for Sam. That's 2 weeks in a row. It's been pretty frustrating, but looks like Swink just kind of gets a little bit out of shape in the middle of the corner. And Ray Rice gets into the back of him, and we are under caution yet again. But yeah, see, like I was saying, I don't think they do playoffs. I hate to speak, and something had changed, but I think they just crown a champion at the end, like the old days of Winston Cup. But it just this series is so competitive that as we get down to 4 races remaining, there was still a pretty decent little championship battle between the top 3. Josh Oswald, had a 20-point lead, which is pretty sizable, but definitely not too much to overcome. If he has a couple bad races, those guys would be all over him. But tonight, he's the only one of those 3 that's been able to stay out of any trouble. So, gonna be tough after tonight for those 2 to make up any ground. As long as Josh is able to hold where he's at, stay clean, and finish up here in the top 5, he's going to be extending that points lead tonight. As always, we'll kind of highlight a couple drivers who have, made some pretty big moves. Pretty much the whole top 7, aside from Kevin Anderson. Nick Schaefer moved up 4 spots from where he started. Josh Oswald up 6 spots. William Griffith up 12 spots. Mike Steffen up 12 spots. You saw them in the B main racing for fun to just go ahead and transfer over. They started in the back of this field. And don't look now. Phil Hitman Monzo in that 44 machine. He's on the 3rd row on the top side. So he's sniffing this top 5, trying to get up there and see if he can battle these guys for the win. Always good to see these guys take advantage and get up here and race. But we go back green. Just a little over halfway. Kevin Anderson gets a decent start, but Nick Schaefer gets a great one. Able to try to get a jump. He wants to look on the outside, but he dives down to the inside over a crossover. Kevin Anderson was able to hold that top line. Nick Schaefer gets gets super close to Kevin Anderson. They almost make contact, but watch William Griffith run that top side as he is making it work. He's passing for 2nd place, and he has got that thing wound up. They get door to door. Nick Schaefer hates to see that. He's seeing Kevin Anderson run off into the distance, but William Griffith making the high line work, at least for now. Not able to complete the pass on Nick Schaefer, and got to be careful with that wall. Maybe we are seeing a little bit of what the high line can't do. He had a great little run there. Josh Oswald slips off the corner. Checks up where William Griffith really nowhere to go, gets into the back of it. So our points leader has issues with that turn 4 wall. Man, it's getting everybody tonight. They keep it going. Just like just a little tag to that wall there. there's a lot of pride in these championships. And these guys don't race for big money or anything. It might be a trophy or something like that. And, you know, it may not be as important as maybe a local short track or you know, obviously professional racing. But dang it, if it ain't just as important to these guys to go out there and get to these championships and win these things, and it's the most nerve-wracking thing in the world when you're a points leader and you're just trying to keep it together and not get caught up into any incidents or not wreck yourself out. It can be a frustrating thing. You know, Kevin Anderson, Nick Schaefer, those guys go out there and just wheel it. If they get into an accident, oh well. But Josh Oswald, not that lucky. He can't just quit and pull over and head out the track. So he's got to race and keep going, keep extending that points lead, but he has to try to maintain his aggression. We're in a caution again. I don't see anything. I don't know what happened. Let's go back and look. I don't have an event viewer, but we'll Lord of mercy. Man, I'm not sure what happened there. Like Ray Page just man, going down the straightaway, just got some wheel spin and it just went straight out to the outside wall. Tyler Rice. My goodness. Looks like maybe Tyler or Ray Page, his motor gave out. Yeah, I don't know if Ray had some damage or just I mean, we see that, you see that a lot of times going down the straightaway. I noticed a lot in the 2013 Cup cars. You go down the straightaway, just the way the setups are, going down. You'd be going straight down the straightaway. The car wants to just kind of turn out towards the outside wall. And that looks like what happened to Ray. Unfortunately, Tyler Rice, another innocent bystander taken out here. There's a lot of times just nowhere to go whenever an accident happens here. You're just going so fast, just no chance to get out of the way. Got a couple long-ish green flag runs. Hopefully we'll get to see a good one to the end here as we're getting down to right at 30 laps to go when we go back green as we're side by side. Be 31 laps if we get the green flag.
Green flag, green
Kevin
flag.
Anderson still your leader. It's another great start. Nick Schaefer just not able to complete the pass on early on the restarts. He's been able to try to make a move on him, but not able to complete that pass on the bottom. As Kevin's been able to power it up and get on the outside and defend that pass. single filed out. Got a little battle here. Third place is Mike Steffen. Our B main All-Stars are up in the top 5 trying to find their way to the front. Steffen trying to figure out a way to get around Josh Oswald all over the back bumper. Going to get to the outside. Going to try the Griff way and go around the outside. Ooh. Tries a little crossover, and Josh Oswald just kind of moves down a little bit. Can't tell if there was contact. Doesn't look like it. It looks like Josh was maybe just going to give him the outside. Mike Steffen showing a lot of speed through the center. He's making up a lot of time there. Kevin Anderson, Nick Schaefer, really. Oh, Mike Steffen gets into the apron, is going to knock down the wall. So another wall victim. That was turn 2 wall. As he just clips the apron just enough to upset that car, and it just was not able to catch it and collapse the wall. So to drop him back to 6th place is Michael Swink and William Griffith go after it. So he's going to join the mix, the battle between those two. Try to work his way around the outside of Michael Swink. And yellow flag is out. Sorry, y'all, the net viewers acting up tonight is trying to find where this caution came from. Somebody was lagging out, and they iRacing thought they were wrecking or whatever. See some guys blinking out. So I apologize that I'm not able to show you what happened. But I didn't see anybody. See anybody wreck, so I don't know. Okay, well, it looks like Alex V blinks out. I guess that's what I was seeing. I thought maybe it was just a, yeah, you see he's smoking. Okay, yeah, I thought he was just blinking out, and that was, normally iRacing guys having connection issues, they go up and they fly up into the fence and they come back down and no problem. I thought that's what that was. It looks like he actually did have some sort of incident. Not exactly sure what happened, but it was Alex Veith that brought out that caution. So I don't know if he blinked out and his side thought that maybe a car was near him and they got together. Not real sure. But it's getting go time. We're 18 laps to go, and we're going to get the green with about 15, 16 laps to go, so not much time. I know that these guys up front would love for it to stay green so they could work on, I know Nick Schaefer would love to have some green flag laps to be able to work on Kevin Anderson, figure out a way to get around him. Griff doing a great job on that outside, wants to try to get into that podium position and maybe even get up here and get a win. We get ready to go back green. Going to be 16 laps to go when we take the green flag. The pace car getting ready to come down into pit lane. Kevin Anderson, Nick Schaefer, our leaders. Kevin Anderson gets another great start. Josh Oswald looked like he had a little bit of a run there, maybe backed out just a little bit, as Kevin Anderson has a little issue into the corner. Schaefer has to, looks like he was trying to avoid him. You can just see how aggressive Nick Schaefer is being, especially through the middle of the corner, making up a lot of ground, just getting back on the gas a little bit sooner, as you see Mike Steffen get into the wall a little bit. But all eyes are right here as Michael Swink's going to go around. Does a 360 no scope and gets back up on the track. So we stay green. Mike Steffen going to the inside of William Griffith. Griffith's going to be able to hold him on the outside. As did I really miss Kevin Anderson spinning out? Well, guys, I'm doing a horrible job of trying to keep all this stuff together. Let's go and see what happened as they go down in the corner. Looks like Nick was going to go ahead and put his nose in there. A little bit of net code, to be honest, and gets into the back of Kevin Anderson, but definitely a little bit of contact there as Kevin kind of closed the door there. But unfortunately for him, he is on pit road. Michael Swink goes down pit road as well, but Nick Schaefer in the lead. Looks like kind of going back on it, Nick was pretty much committed. Michael Steffen had, good Lord, there's action all over the track. Can't hardly get anything out before somebody is sideways. So these guys are really wheeling these cars, trying to make up some ground. But it looked like Nick was just trying to get that nose in there and thought maybe he had a little position, and Kevin Anderson didn't think he did and closed the door. So our leader, Kevin Anderson, is on pit road, coming out of pit road now, with multiple laps down. And our lead right now is Nick Schaefer, but don't look now. Josh Oswald with 7 laps to go, starting to run down Nick. As Hitman Monzo goes around, and can't see who that is. Man, forget it. Oh, Kyle Roberts. Yeah, Kyle Roberts was the other car in that incident. We saw it happen live, but we'll go back and watch it again as Mike Steffen. Oh, Mike Steffen gets into the back of him. Kyle Roberts nowhere to go. Alex Feed spins as well. Both guys able to get through that, but looks like Mike Steffen, after bouncing off the wall, losing a few positions, was trying to get by Hitman Monzo and gets into the back of it. Ooh, this is a mess. I have to tell you, there's gonna be a lot of hurt feelings after this race. I feel it. As guys have been knocking down walls, knocking down each other, spinning out, getting loose, bouncing off the apron, blowing motors, doing flips. We've had multiple guys on the roof. We've had a couple guys doing a barrel roll down the front straightaway. It's just been a wild night as Bristol is winning. If Nick Schaefer's in first place, but Bristol is definitely winning this race, as she's like the Kraken and just eating them up. So we'll have a green-white checkered and see how. Yeah, Kevin Kinder spitting the truth. 5 cars on the lead lap. Just so many guys having issues tonight. Some major players in the point standings in Sam Wetstein, Garrett Kinder, but also major players in the race. Kevin Anderson led at every lap up to that point and has some contact with Nick Schaefer. Mike Steffen's been in a couple incidents. Michael Swink as well. So just Ray Page was up there at one point and had some sort of issue, and so we're guys are just having trouble. But green, white, checkered. All of it's in the past now, as Nick Schaefer is going to have the control of the restart. Our points leader, Josh Oswald, on the outside. William Griffith, Mike Steffen right behind him as we try to settle this thing. We've got 3 laps to go. As long as we stay green, we're going to keep the camera up here as we got guys battling for podium positions. As Mike Steffen all over the back bumper of William Griffith. William Griffith has to check up just a little bit not to run over. That's going to allow Mike Steffen to get to his back bumper. But coming off of 4, Nick Schaefer is going to be your winner of the Fun with Pigs 125. Stays with it, ran second all race long, gets in some contact with Kevin Anderson, but able to bring home the win. Doing what he needs to do. Josh Oswald, same way, coming home in second. Really quiet race from him, just slowly working his way up through the field. 7 spots after probably a disappointing qualifying, starting in 9th, but comes home in second place, doing everything he's got to do to continue that points lead. And then a fantastic run by William Griffith. Can't wait to talk to him about his race because he had an interesting one for sure. So a lot to talk about, and we get ready to go ahead and hit these interviews as we'll bring the results up on the string as we get guys in here to talk to them, see what's going on. Let's go ahead and talk to William Griffith, our first driver, our 3rd place finisher. William Griffith, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Hey, what's going on?
Griff, man, great race, man. I can't wait to talk to you because you had probably the kind of an up and down race, but you were interesting to watch. You come all the way from the back after racing in the B main and was able to make your way up through the field. Got caught up in an incident, had to do it all over again, but you were making that high line work. Kind of talk me through your races. You were able to get all the way up to the front there and finish 3rd, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, the high line for me tonight was about where it's at. The low line, I just get so tight down there. I was kind of nervous to run it, but yeah, hell of a car tonight. So I don't know. It was really luck played on my side with some of the cautions and things like that. But I hate it for Kinder getting out so early. I tried to stay off of him. The caution came out and he kind of got up into the fence, and we were already so close. There's really nothing I could do, so I hate it for him. But yeah, like I said, the high line was where it was at for me tonight.
Well, on that last restart, I saw you check up for Josh there, which was a cool move to not, kind of, he's had some sort of issue in the middle of the corner. You kind of checked up. Did you think you had anything for Nick and Josh to maybe try to get there and get this win on the green-white checker?
Yeah, I think if I would have moved up on the outside, I could have maybe had second. I was getting such good runs those first 3 or 4 laps, but yeah, I didn't want to ruin any race that we had going on. I was happy with 3. Yeah, really, I was happy with the top 5, so I didn't want to push the issue too hard.
All right, well, man, congratulations on 3rd place. It was fun to watch you. You were one of the only ones willing to get up there on that high line, so it was fun to watch you make those passes, and congratulations on 3rd place. Any shout-out sponsors, anybody you want to holler out at?
Oh, just, you for doing the broadcast, and, Josh and Aaron for the Thunderstruck and what they do here. It's amazing. So, That is it.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, second place, Josh Oswald. We'll bring him in here. Josh, Zeddy in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing great, man. You did what you had to do tonight, and I think you were probably fast enough to win this race, but I think second place is probably good enough sometimes whenever you're points racing. I was talking about it in the middle of the race, how frustrating your position could be because you want to go up there and win races, but you're not willing to, just to completely have catastrophic failure to do it. So it can be a frustrating deal trying to, race guys, but also be careful at the same time. But kind of talk us through your race as you moved up, 7 spots from where you started and was able to come home with a second place finish.
It was a rough one for sure. We had that snafu on the grid, and I got a 4X and front end damage immediately from that. And so I didn't want to use a fast repair on lap 1 of 125 at Bristol, and we only have one. So I figured I'd ride it out, and then got a little more front end damage later on. I thought I had Griff cleared. I don't know if we clipped or if it was net code, but I rode the wall. But I went up the wall, thought I was going to flip, but never took my foot off the gas and came down and only lost 1 spot. And I think if we didn't get the green-white checkered, I was catching Nick. I might have shoved a nose in there, but at the same time, points racing, second place points is much better than wrecked points. I mean, I hate it for Kinder that he got wrecked tonight. I mean, I was really it's been a fun battle all season long with him. He had bad luck tonight. But yeah, just big picture racing, top 5s, top 3s, do what you got to do to bring home the title at the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I know y'all want to have a competitive championship, but I got to say somewhere deep down inside, it's got to make you feel a little bit better in these next few races when you have such a big gap, as you're going to extend that gap out by probably another 15 points or so. It's got to make you feel a little bit better, make you breathe a little bit easier going into the next 3 races.
Oh, it definitely does. I mean, it definitely, breathing room's always nice. I mean, the competitor in me, wants it to be, tooth and nail, because Kinder and I run around each other so much. We have a great deal of respect for him, and one of the few guys I trust to really run door to door with and know we're not going to run into each other. I mean, it happens sometimes, but, when you're racing each other that hard, it happens. But, yeah, breathing room is nice. I mean, it'll make definitely the next 3 be a lot less stressful.
Right. Well, absolutely. Well, congratulations on second place. Another solid. I mean, at this point, you have shown to be, definitely a deserving championship. I'm not going to give it to you already, but I know that so far you've done everything right to try to get this championship, and you're making all the right moves. So congratulations on second place, man, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody sponsor shout out?
Just my wife for putting up with me racing on here all the time. She did a great job in a ladies race the other night, getting 6th. Big Frig coolers, and thank you for taking care of the broadcast for us. Everybody loves it, and my friends and family that watch at home.
All right, man. Well, there you have it. Second place, points leader. Going to extend that points lead over Garrett Kinder tonight, as we only have 3 races left. But tonight we'll talk about the race winner, which is Nick Schaefer. Nick, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I feel like we're talking to you every week, Nick. It's a shame that you've missed a few races. But man, what a great race tonight. You were obviously easily one of the fastest ones on the track. As you ran down Kevin Anderson quite a few times on some green flag. Just seemed like you needed a long green flag run to make that happen. But towards the end there, you were right on his bumper trying to make it work. Y'all had some contact, and fortunately, Kevin Anderson ends up into the wall. Kind of talk me through that incident. What happened out there?
Yeah, I was just battling the whole time with him. I was trying to cross him over whatever I could do. I was underneath him. I knew he was going to come down. I checked up a little bit, and I don't know if I was that close. I didn't think I touched him, but I mean, I'm not sure what actually happened. But it's unfortunate. Honestly, I would much rather pass him clean and have a good race. But I mean, it feels nice to get a win, but I want to do it the right way.
Absolutely. Well, you're racing at a short track. You're racing at Bristol. You're having to run that bottom line. Um, that stuff happens. That's why we race. That's why we love it. That's why we love this type of racing, because that kind of stuff happens. It's unfortunate for Kevin Anderson, but it's great for you as, man, you were able to get that win. Kind of talk me through, that first part of the race is you're just trying to be patient, trying to find a way. I mean, were you able to run the high line at all, or was your setup just only going to work on the bottom?
I couldn't. I don't know how people were running that high line. Almost most tracks that we race at are the short tracks. I noticed you run that bottom line, you're the fastest. Beginning of the race, yeah, I tried to save tires a little bit, but I actually was on it. I don't know if I saved tires better than everyone else or what the deal is, but I was on it. I wasn't trying to save it. I was just trying to put as much pressure on Kevin as I could the whole entire race. I figured maybe sooner or later he would mess up or something.
Well, congratulations, man. That was a fantastic win. Man, you come home with a victory at Bristol. That's one to hang your hat on for sure. So, man, congratulations. I feel like I'm talking to you every week, and that's a good thing. So, great race tonight, great finish, and great win. Go celebrate. Is there anybody you want to thank? Any shout-outs?
The whole Thunderstruck group, thank you for broadcasting. It feels good to finally get the first win.
Well, absolutely. Well, man, congratulations. Go celebrate. Have a beer on me. And assuming you're 21, but
yeah.
Okay. Congratulations, man. And man, I hope you have a good night.
All right, you too. Thank you very much.
Well, another great race in a great series. Thunderstruck puts on some great racing. A little messy tonight. I think guys go back. There's a lot they would do differently to try to clean it up just a little bit. Maybe be a little bit more patient. But the wall, especially turn 4 wall, just claimed a lot of victims tonight. So a lot of guys just racing as hard as they can. And so when you're racing that hard, sometimes you're just going to it's going to happen. So I think most of the time in Bristol there's plenty of cautions. And so tonight no different, as these guys were fighting hard for every position they can get. Griffith, really the only one able to seemingly work that high side on a consistent basis. So it was really one lane, guys just having to really, really fight hard, and so it was a tough race all the way around. But Nick Schaefer comes home with the victory. Josh Oswald second, William Griffith third, Mike Steffen comes home fourth. Alex Veith with a great rebound after he had a few incidents as well, coming home fifth. Kai Shepard was flipping down the back into turn 1 early on in the race. Comes home in sixth. Tyler Rice seventh. Kevin Anderson eighth. Disappointing, running up front all race. Just gets into contact with Nick. I don't really, I don't see anybody at fault. Looks like it was just a racing deal to me. I'm sure they both feel differently about it. But hey, it's Bristol, fighting for the win, and so that sometimes that just happens. So unfortunate for him, but he definitely showed a lot of speed. Definitely has a lot of respect for sure as an extremely fast guy, and shows that week in and week out. Phil Hitman Monzo running up in the top 5 there for a little bit, and gets in has some contact and ends up in 9th place. Charlie Gates quietly gets a top 10. Michael Swink in 11th. Kyle Robertson 12th. Hemi Garradini just had a tough night. Finished in 13th. Ray Page finished in 14th. Dave Jones 15th, and then Sam Wetstein, Garrett Kinder bring up 16th and 17th. So those guys who were fighting for the points lead, just having tough nights. I always feel bad when guys have Sam was probably in 2 or 3 incidents. Just trying to get back on the track and get some points, and got into a couple more. So just a frustrating night, I know, and it's not fun when that happens, especially if you practice or you've been running laps all week and come in here and have that happen. So never like to see that. It's tough on them, and they were really fighting for this championship, but they're still not out of it. There's 3 races to go. Definitely can't hold your head low. You've been fast all year. Can't give up now. Garrett Kinder, Sam, they got plenty of speed. They get up there and battle for these wins. And Josh Oswald has a little bit of trouble. They could be right back in it. So don't give up now. Could still make a championship out of it. But it's just going to be a little bit harder after tonight. So I want to thank all the people that were watching. Everybody's going to watch it later. And I want to thank Thunderstruck guys for allowing me to broadcast. It's an honor and a privilege to broadcast these races. I don't take it lightly, although it looks sometimes it looks like I'm not doing a very good job, so I apologize. Camera work, replays, sometimes are out of my control, but a lot of it's in my control, and I will, like I said, every week try to continue to get better and make these broadcasts something that y'all are proud of. But anyway, hope everybody has a good night. Still a great race here at Bristol Motor Speedway, and 3 races to go. We'll kind of bring up the schedule as we do every week and just kind of talk about what's left. We're going to the bull ring next week, and I think that'll be a blast. I think that'll be a lot of fun. All 3 of the rest of, I mean, every track on the schedule is fun and awesome, but the last 3 I think will be a blast. I think they are a good way to end the season on. So I think you got real hitters for the next 3 races. So if you just like watching, just a viewer, you want to watch some good racing, be here every Wednesday night for the next 3 weeks, because I think it's going to get better and better, and they're going to put on a show. So fun night in Bristol. Thank y'all for watching, and hope y'all have a good night, and we'll see you later.